Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my space. Happy Thursday. Today is June 10th, and what a beautiful day it is. I don't know what it's like where you are, but today we are having a little bit of reprieve with the heat. We have been really hot, and I got a hair that's like out of control. But it's been really hot, and today is absolutely gorgeous, and it's like 72 or something right now, and it feels so good. So I am really enjoying it. I'm going to spend some time outside. But I'm here today, and I'm ready to talk about all this fun stuff that is going on and everything that we're experiencing. So thank you for joining me. If you're here live, please send hi. As I say that, then I get two beautiful comments. Hi, Nadine. Hi, Tracy. Good morning, everybody. So we're going to chat for a bit before we get started. And I'm going to do some card pulls if you want. And if you want that, if you could please let me know in the comments. But I want to talk for just a little bit about this time that we're in right now. We have a new moon yesterday, and we have a solar eclipse today. And those are two huge events, right? This is all about setting intention, being really clear with intention. And then it's, the eclipse is a portal, right? It's like a portal into something new that you want. And we don't want it to just be any portal. We want it to be a deliberate portal. We want to allow the magic and the power of the portal to guide us towards what we want, not just us aimlessly floating with the portal, right? We want it to be very clear and precise and effective that way. We had the new moon yesterday, but I always feel the new moon energy. I feel all the moon energy, the energy of the eclipses as well, for several days prior and several days after. So we're still very much in this new moon energy. We will be for a while, and the eclipse energy, I'm going to say into Saturday, possibly even Sunday. So, if you weren't able to do like a new moon ceremony or anything for the new moon yesterday, don't worry, you still got time, right? We're still in it. And to marry the new moon energy with this eclipse, it's powerful. It can feel, maybe it's felt a little bit like a challenge for you, right? Maybe it's been hard. This energy from the lunar eclipse that we had 2 weeks ago up through now, it's been a lot. It's been something, and it's been a challenge to navigate. So I don't know if you guys are feeling that way. I would love to know in the comments if you've been experiencing that, or how it's been for you. Honestly, for me, full transparency, it has been a real challenge. There have been days that it has just been an absolute shit show. And, pardon the language, but there's just no other way to put it. But the beauty of it is I didn't throw in the towel. I didn't give up. I knew that it was purposeful. I looked at what I needed to gain from it. Tried to just float my way through, right? That's how we navigate like a jetty or a tidal wave, as you relax into it. And then it allows you to move out, right? When you're fighting against it, it's the opposite. You get more in it. So you want to be really, you want to just go with the flow. That's the message that I kept getting for myself at the end of May, coming into June and July, both for 2 months. Go with the flow. Do what you can to go with the flow. Try not to force. Try not to resist. Try to just be with it, right? Doesn't mean you love it. Doesn't mean you agree with it. But, fighting against it doesn't help. It just we exhaust ourselves. And this energy is exhausting enough. I was listening to or watching the Buddhist Biohacker podcast with Steve Noble. It was awesome. A lot of great information. But one thing that Steve Noble said that I really appreciated was, he said that it used to be that there would be like an increase in energy, and we would be feeling it, and we would feel the increase, and it would feel like a lot, and then we would come down, and there would be a time of rest, a big period of rest where we could like catch our breath and assimilate all that we just felt until the next one. Now, so it used to be like this with a big thing, and then that. Now it's like this, and it's just one big astro energy on top. And whether we feel like we're affected by it or not, I believe we really are, because we're all energy, right? At the basis of it, under all this flesh and bone, we're energy, and the world is energy. So we are highly affected by all of it. So, but that being said, I just want to say that I noticed the other day something felt really hard. And I was struggling with it, and I didn't know what to do, and I wasn't sure. I was just struggling, and it just felt hard. It felt like going through mud, and I was frustrated. And I realized, oh, I know what this is. This is me trying to be in control. This is me trying to handle it, right? Because when life isn't easy and in flow, I'm trying to do it alone. When life isn't easy and in flow, we're trying to do it alone. And, it's easy to fall into that space because that's the narrative in our world. Or, that's what we hear, especially, all of us, be self-sufficient, strong, do it. You're capable. Just get it done. And yes, there are times when we just need to do things by ourselves and get it out and get it done. But there's also a lot of times when we need to remember that we are here as a collective for a reason, right? And I'm not just talking our physical collective of people, our communities of people. I'm talking about our collective and our communities of spiritual, right? God, our angels, our guides, whatever you want to call them. We've got so many spiritual energies that want to help us. And they want life to be easy and in flow for us, but we have to ask. We have to make the initiative to say, can I get some help? Or I'm opening myself up to help. Because when we don't, right, it's like we're in that jetty, in that whirlpool, and we're just exhausted, right? So again, it makes sense that we do that we think we have to do it alone. That's what we're taught. Independent, self-sufficient, all of that. But we want to let that go and embrace this idea of help, that it's actually not weak to ask for help. It's very strong. So when we're talking about the yin and yang, right, the masculine and the feminine, the action versus the stillness, we can tend to think of yin as very passive, weak, but it's actually not. I have come to know, as I've been working with yin very much over this past probably like 18 to 20 months, that it takes an incredible amount of strength to be in the yin, to receive what I'm asking for, right? It takes a tremendous amount of strength to not go that route of feeling like I have to do it myself. So last week when I was realizing, oh, this is really hard, and oh, what have I done? I've left God out of the equation. Like, I haven't invited him in to help me. The minute that I did, things got easy. Things got smooth. I was no longer dog paddling in that whirlpool. I was floating and found my way out to the clear path. Okay. So in this new moon, which is all about intention, in this solar eclipse, which is all about the portal to something new, right? So we've got a new intention and we've got a new portal. New. We want to be clear about what it is that we want. We don't want to just say whatever, right? We can be open to this or something better. That's the whatever. But when we just say whatever, that kind of signifies that we don't know. And that's confusing. So that's not a clear signal for manifestation. So then when we don't get anything back, we're frustrated, or we think we're doing, like there's something wrong with us. And there's nothing wrong with us. We might just need to tweak it a bit. So we want to know what we want. And then my prayer This is the yin. Okay. This is the strength of yin. Getting clear about what I want and then releasing it and saying this or something better. And what that says is this is what my human mind has created, but I'm willing for the better than that. This is as good as I can imagine, but I'm willing to be blown away by the better. And it always happens, by the way. Magic is magic. I was reminded of magic last night and just the beauty of it with a friend on Instagram who does jewelry and vintage jewelry. She has the most gorgeous things. If you love that kind of stuff, go find her. She's Blue Moon Bits, and she has magical items. I have several of hers, but she reminded me of magic, and magic with jewelry is special, and magic in any way is wonderful. So remind yourself that you are magical and that it's all possible, but we have to sometimes get out of our way. And that often means just tweaking. Doesn't mean that we have to do a huge overhaul, right? That's what we think. That's our human that loves to complicate things. Oh, I've got a huge overhaul. Huge overhaul. Nope. All we need to do is tweak, right? Tweak a thought, tweak an action. Just tweak it. And we often find our way. And I really want to stress that having life be hard and difficult is not how it's meant to be. Now, I'm not talking about things that happen to us. We have no control over anybody else. People are going to do what they're going to do. We might like it, we might not like it, but they're going to do what they're going to do. What we have absolute control over is our reaction and our response. And really what we want is to be in the place of response. Reaction is not thought out. It's immediate. It's very much about emotion, right? Response is a pause. It's thought out. It's deliberate. And it's usually in our highest good. I'm going to say always in our highest good, a response versus a reaction. So, that's what I'm talking about with the ease and flow, right? Our response to what's happening in our exterior world, sometimes even in our internal world, how we are, if we're coming at it with love, if we're coming at it with compassion, or if we're coming at it with fear, anger, frustration, all those emotions, right? So let's find the response today. And if we're feeling like this is a ton of energy right now, it's okay. Lean into it. I often imagine myself like relaxing into a recliner. Like that's when I'm in the yin. I'm allowing myself to feel supported. I'm allowing myself to relax. I'm allowing myself to really connect and see what's in my highest good and what the response is. All right. And again, not about weak or strong, right? There's tons of strength required to be in yin. Sometimes that's the most powerful place to be. Okay. But we're not really taught that. The feminine is strong and is powerful. Okay. And it's not about whether we're deserving or not of having a life of ease and life of flow. We're deserving simply because we are. It's our birthright. Okay. So don't ever forget that we were born of love and we are born deserving. So when we feel the disconnection between that, something needs to be tweaked within, right? We're reacting. We're not responding. So, okay. Good morning, Stacy. Hi, everybody. All right. So it's at that time. So we want to get clear about the new intention that we want to create for this 2-week moon cycle, utilizing the power and the insight that this beautiful solar eclipse will bring us. Okay. So I would love to pull a card to give some insight because, that's what I do. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to talk a ton about the astrology of the new moon or of the solar eclipse because that's not my skill set. Cards, they're my skill set. Bringing insight and guidance to you guys, that's my skill set. So that's what I'm going to focus on today. So Tracy wants a card. Awesome. So I'm going to pull Tracy's card. If anybody else wants a card, please put it in the comments. I would love to pull one for you. And I so appreciate you guys being live. And I so appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel so that I can see your names because I don't like to to read for people when I don't know who they are, when I don't see the names. So I appreciate that. So Tracy, so this card is going to be all about helping you, how this moon, because I didn't tell you guys. I'm using my Moonology cards. I love to use these cards whenever, randomly, but on the moon cycle, I love it. I really love it. And when it's like a special energy cycle, like a solar eclipse, a lunar eclipse, whatever, I love these cards just because they're beautiful and insightful. And, our connection is so strong. So this card, Tracy, is going to just bring insight into this new moon and the intentions. It's about how it can help you. Okay. So the card is, don't let your past hold you back. Oh my goodness. And it's all about the South Node. Okay. And I love that. I love, love, love that. So don't let your past hold you back. For some reason, I'm thinking that the South is air as far as an element. I'm not positive if that's true. Don't have my stuff right here to look it up. But this feels very much about your story, right? And there's a story. I know you've done a tremendous amount of work with your story, but there's a story that's holding you back, and it feels like it's about romance. So, and how that goes with this intention and with this moon feels like trusting you, like you can trust you to enter that realm when you're ready, right? To even give yourself permission to know if you're ready or not, because sometimes that's what it's about, right? We get in a story of this isn't for me, or I'm not ready, but we don't go to check in periodically and see if that story is still, resonates with us, if it's still true. So, and the thing that I love is all that teal, right? That turquoise, right? That's about the throat chakra, the fifth energy center. So, the belief about romance and relationships and worthiness, deserving. I don't know if that makes sense, Tracy, but that's what's coming through. So whether it's about the romance or not, don't let your past hold you back. Don't let your past hold you back. Beautiful message. I love that. And that's great for all of us. We can all get a cleat on with that. Does everybody know what a cleat on is? I don't want to use terms that don't make sense. A cleat on is simply when we get a message through someone else's reading. Okay. So that feels like that's a powerful cleat on for me. I'm going to sit with that today. So, oh, great, Tracy. Thank you for letting me know that is relevant. I appreciate that. Okay. Carolyn wants a card. Awesome, Carolyn. So again, the card is going to be guidance for this new moon and this solar eclipse and intentions, right? And what you can bring in or what you can let go of that will help you with, setting the intention or bringing the intention to fruition. So these cards that I'm pulling, they're not just for today. They're for this cycle, right? They're for this moon cycle, which is 2 weeks. And the solar eclipse, which we're going to be feeling this for a while. When we have eclipses, they are powerful, right? So they can be powerful and make us feel wonky and out of sorts and uncertain. But it's our job to go to that space of floating, recalibrate our compass, and flow with it, right? Okay, so Carolyn, there's a few other people on here still, I think. So if anybody else wants a card, let me know. Love to pull one for you. I just need you to let me know in the comments. So Carolyn, this is your moon card. Your dreams need a practical plan. Oh, I love this. Okay. And this is full moon in Taurus. So, Taurus is all about earth, right? And the bull, all about earth. But to me, what this is saying, this is something I've been thinking about and talking about a lot lately. So again, another cleat on with this card for me. But, my group in the Ajata Casa app, if you guys are not in the Ajata Casa app, I highly, highly recommend that you find it. I know some of you on here are, but if you're not, go find it and play with it. You will love the community. You will love the people, the offerings, the posts. It's just very positive. It's very, it comes from a space of compassion, and it's heart-centered, which I love. And that's it. It was created from a very pure space. If you become a member of the app, it's like $29.99 a month or something like that. You can't believe what you have access to. The library of resources is phenomenal. There's also moon circles twice a month, which are beyond any moon circle I've ever been a part of. We had one last evening. It's a live Zoom. We had a meditation. We had a channeled message from Lisa Gunshore's counsel. We had beautiful discussion. We got private messages that were just, I've got goosebumps head to toe thinking about it now. So you get so much. She's so generous with what she offers her community. So I highly recommend it. But all of that was to say, I've got a group in that app called Practicality and Magic. And the reason that I call my group that is because practicality is essential. And it's wonderful. We want to dream. We always want to be in a place of dreaming, right? Carolyn, we want to dream. Our dreams are what propel us forward. They're what make life exciting. They're what allow us to manifest. But if they're not rooted in practicality, they're just like the balloon, untethered, floating around, going here and there with no real purpose. So we have to have our dreams rooted in the practicality. And we also want to make sure that when we're grounded, that we're connected to the magic, right? Because we can do both. We can be completely in the magic without being grounded, and we can be completely grounded without being connected to the magic. And neither is where we're meant to be. Neither is where we're effective. Neither is where we're whole, right? Neither is where we're utilizing all of us. So love the greens in this, right? It's got the lighter greens, which are more of the heart, and then that teal, again, which is the throat area. So, where are you maybe not allowing yourself to be practical? Where are you resisting that because it doesn't feel, it can feel hard to be magical and practical at the same time, right? We get in the spiritual place and we're like all in the woo-woo, and we can forget that we're like that tethered balloon floating around with no grounding. And so bring it in. Once we do that, once we marry the two, once we really ground into the practical, which allows us to connect to the magic, and vice versa, connecting to the magic allows us to really ground in a really substantial, really effective way, then it's like we're the manifesting, we can't be stopped. We are the magical manifestors on steroids. So I hope that helps, Carolyn. Also, this feels like practicality with your hands is what I keep seeing. Like wherever you can use your hands. I know that sounds crazy because we use our hands all day, but intentionally, like washing dishes, pulling weeds, folding clothes, writing, not typing when we journal, things like that. Wherever you can do that, it's going to help you to bring that practicality aspect in, which will just make your dreams that much more clear. And you'll be open to receiving them that much better. Hope that helps, Carolyn. Okay, Nadine. What is recommended for you to tweak? Okay, let's find that out. Seems like it's one small thing that we need to tweak, and it feels like it's about thoughts. Like there's a thought, and it can be just as simple as I'm willing to allow, or just tweaking some thought or some way you're thinking about it as far as allowing. Because what it feels like is there's some thought or some mantra or affirmation or something that is going on that is actually undoing. It's not bringing you, it's not bringing strength to what you're trying to accomplish. It's actually weakening it. And so we want to be really careful when we're doing that. We want to be really mindful. And I don't know why nothing is an example's not coming to me right now. It's usually they just fly in, but they're not. So that means, to me, that means it's probably in general. May not be about one specific thing, but in general. So just be mindful. Oh, love this. Communication is key. Can't make this stuff up, right? And this is the new moon in Gemini, which, wow, isn't this new moon in Gemini? I think it is. I think that I got that. I think that information has stayed with me over the last couple days. I think it is in Gemini, which I love that this is the card that we pulled for you right now, Nadine. And again, where is the story stuck? Where is the story weakening you rather than empowering you, right? Where is it taking your strength rather than building it? So this can just be something like I said, like, I am willing to allow this, or, I'm going to say, what just came in is that prayer that I talked about a little bit ago of this or something better. That's what I feel it's like, Nadine. Like, you're so clear about what you want and the path that you know, right? But where is that maybe not empowering you? Because you're like this with it, with the idea of it. And we want to be like this. We want to say this or something better. Like I said, I always use that prayer, that intention or that mantra when I have clarity about what I want, but I want to make sure that I don't close myself off to all possibility. Because when we're clear about what we want, and that's the intention we set, period, we close ourselves off to the better, which is oftentimes what comes in, because we can be short-sighted. It's part of being human. So, communication is key. Where are you maybe, where's a belief maybe, or some stubbornness that might be served with just lightening up, right? And going with the flow, right? Hands open versus hands clenched. So I hope that makes sense, Nadine. Lisa Pelkey, hi. And hi, Vicky. So good to see you guys. All right. So Lisa, let's pull a card for you about this beautiful new moon and this solar eclipse. You guys on the East Coast, did anybody get to see the solar eclipse this morning? Where I am, we couldn't see it, but I definitely felt it. I definitely had spent some time with it this morning, and it was absolutely beautiful. But a part of me is so envious that you got to see the Ring of Fire, because that is such a magical event. Oh, wow, Nadine. Theme of communication has come up 4 times in the last 24 hours. My personal thoughts are limiting. Wow. Well, I love that. Thank you for that. And Carolyn, be present both ways every day. Yes. You are welcome. Yep. And you know what, Carolyn? I am right there with you with forgetting, having the tendency to not be rooted in the practicality. We can get so in the spiritual realm, and it feels so good. And it's such a wonderful place to inhabit and to work from. But it's not as effective when we're not grounded, right? So get outside. Do stuff, like I said, do stuff with your hands. That's what I keep seeing. And it doesn't have to be like big stuff. Washing the dishes, folding the clothes, folding the clothes is such a super meditative practice for me. I get in there, I'm folding the clothes, and I'm just like, my mind relaxes. And that is where I get some of my best downloads and my best ahas. And so it is beautiful. So that's the real practicality that we can forget about. So thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Carolyn. I appreciate that. And that's part of my group, and why everything I do, the practicality and the magic. When I do a reading or I pull a card for somebody, it's one thing to say, oh yeah, this is what the card means, but then we've got to have the practical things to bring it into our life, right? Otherwise, it doesn't become practice. And it's just this idea floating out there untethered. And we want to bring this information in. We want to bring it into the physical. We want to embody it. And the only way to do that is through, tactile, right? We've got to do it. We've got to feel it. We've got to be in the space of it. I mean, that's why many times throughout the day, I just walk out barefoot on the grass and just, walk around my yard and just ground into that space. I can sit and I can breathe. And sometimes that doesn't do it. I need the feeling of the grass. I need the feeling of the earth beneath my bare feet, right? Can't have shoes on. It's got to be barefoot. All right. So Lisa, let's see what your card is. A personal issue reaches resolution. Ooh, how beautiful. And this is full moon in Cancer. So to me, what this is saying is full moon is all about releasing, and Cancer is all about water, right? And emotion. So where can you maybe let go of the emotion of the situation? Not that it's gone, not that we can't revisit it, but maybe we're just pressing pause for a minute to give yourself some breathing room, right? And some space to really get clarity. Because when we're so fully in the emotion, that's a reaction, like I was saying earlier. And I'm not sure if you were on for that, Lisa, but I was talking about how we want response versus reaction. And reaction is very emotional. It's what we do in the moment with the emotion, right? Response is a pause. It's thought out. And this is really calling you to respond. Be very deliberate with a response, not a reaction. So does that make sense, Lisa? I hope that helps. Got to get a little bit of water, guys. That's the practicality coming in. I don't think we can underscore the importance of water throughout the day and being hydrated, especially during these high energetic times. We get dehydrated very easily, and when we're doing spiritual work. So it doesn't matter if you're journaling, doing a meditation, watching something, getting a card reading, that is spiritual work. And when we are hydrated, we're in flow, and it flows easier. So you always want to make sure that you've got plenty of fluids, right? Of water and broths and things like that, teas that are very hydrating. Okay, Vicky, this card fell out for you, so this is your card. Balancing, you can't make this stuff up. Balancing spirituality and practicality. Okay, isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous. And this is full moon in Pisces. So again, another card all about emotion, right? And I just am going to say again, we have to be practical. We are spiritual beings, right? Born into this human life. And we think we're human here learning how to be spiritual, but it's the opposite. We're spiritual here learning how to be human. And the human is practical, right? We've got to marry the two. We've got to marry the heart and the mind. And so we want to make sure that what we're doing, sorry, Lisa, I'll get to that comment in a moment. But we want to make sure that what we're doing is of a very practical, very embodied nature, right? And whatever we're doing spiritually. So it's fine if we, I want to use the example, Vicky, I'm not sure if this will resonate with you, but we want to make sure that there's follow through, the practical follow through. So for instance, I can have some really great wisdom or some downloads or some insight into something within my life. And I can get a nudge that I need to journal about it. And I can even write down what the journal prompt will be, or I can even start it. But if I don't finish it, if I don't have the practical follow through, it doesn't become embodied. So it just stays out there in the ethers floating around, right? That's really not effective. I might remember that, but I haven't embodied it. When we when we take the time to actually embody it, it's rooted in us, it's grounded. And then the practicality and the spirituality are married, right? And that's when we really understand, right? The knowledge becomes wisdom. And that's really what we want. We don't want to just have knowledge all around us. We want to have the wisdom too. Okay. So I hope that helps, Vicky. And I hope that that makes sense. But I'm going to show you that card one more time. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. So again, I'm going to say this is a clean on for all of us, right? Because that's how I started this talking, was about, marrying the two, the practicality and the spirituality. And here we are, the magic and the practicality. And here we are with all these cards saying that. So Lisa, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry that one of your kitties is missing. Oh, one of your beautiful kitties. Just to let you know, I'm feeling she's safe. She's just out having fun is what it feels like. She needed a little break. I don't know if she's the more docile of the two kitties, but it feels like she just needed some space. She's going to come back. I actually feel like what you want to do is you want to, this is what I'm seeing, is you go into a space of communication with her where you're connecting with her soul, her spirit, and then walk all around the perimeter of your property. And I'm talking all the way out to the street, right? Maybe even into the street, like a few feet, all the way around the perimeter of your property. And I feel like there's a like almost like a homing beacon, or like a homing vibration frequency that you will get. It's got a color to it. I'm seeing the color. I'll talk to you about this later after you've done it, but because I don't want to lead you. I want you to get to this. But there's a frequency with a color, and that she will resonate, that will resonate with her and will call her home. Okay. So as you're walking the perimeter and out into the street, you're going to be emitting that. You're just going to let that frequency come through you and from you out. Okay. I'm feeling like it's going to be another couple, 2-3 days, but within that time, she'll be home. Okay. Hi, Jeff. Good morning. Thank you for joining. Let's see. Okay, I pulled for Lisa. I pulled for Vicky. Jeff, do you want a card? Let me know. I'm shuffling. I'm ready if you do. Lisa, I'm so sorry about your kitty. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, it's just so tragic when a pet is missing, or that we lose them. It's heartbreaking. Okay, perfect. So send out your lighthouse, but I want you to not just send out the lighthouse. It's got to be a specific color. And I also want you to somehow, and you'll know how to do this, Lisa, because you know how to do this, but somehow you need to align the light and the frequency, and then and connect a color to it. And then walk. You literally need to be out. So again, they're just telling me right now, this is the marrying of the practicality and the magic. You've got the magic of the frequency of the lighthouse, the color of the lighthouse, all of that you're going to bring in alignment. Now you need the practicality of walking it around. You can even walk it farther if you need, right? But it feels like for right now, it's your space. Okay. Your home, your boundary. But so whatever that means, and please, keep me in the loop, because I really want to get your kitty home, because she feels safe. She does feel safe. So thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. Now I'm going to say, don't be alarmed if she comes back with some wounds. Okay. It's okay. She's going to be okay. All right, Jeff, I would love to pull a card for you. Thank you again, all of you, for being here and for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I appreciate it more than you can know. This is kind of a big thing for me. It's a big movement into doing this and leaving the spaces that I've been at for years that feel safe. So I love this expansion that I'm experiencing, and I've got some really exciting things that are going on. I'm going to be doing a new show starting in this month, actually, on the solstice, and it's going to be called Practicality and Magic. And basically, that's the crux of the whole show. How do we marry the practicality with the magic? And the first show is just going to be me talking about areas of my life where I've done that, times I haven't done that, and how it's been a challenge, and then the times when I did and it worked out well, and who knows what else I'll talk about that day. And then I'm going to have guests, and I can't wait because some of the people that I've got lined up that are going to be coming on, I'm so excited about. And it's people from all walks of life, because you know what? We're all spiritual and we all need the practicality. So I'm bringing on lots of people that will bring insight and educate us, inspire us, and entertain us, because that's what I love, right? That's what I want. Okay, so Jeff, this card is just going to be the tool that will help you to marry the practicality and the magic, which is essential, right? And to really harness the power of this new moon and the portal that we're in, right? The new moon, which is about new intention, and this portal, which is about bringing about the new. So this card is all about how that'll help. And these are my the moonology cards. Sorry. So surrender to the divine. Oh, what a gorgeous card. Oh my goodness. I've never pulled this card before, but look at that moon. And this is just full moon, period, full moon. And I love it that it's about, we pulled this card for you on the new moon, which is all about intention. The full moon is about release, but I'm going to say there's something that needs to be let go of, something that you're holding tightly onto. And it might be, what it feels like, Jeff, is a practical aspect. You're a very practical. When I tune into your energy, you feel very practical. Practicality is like your best friend, and you're really opening up to all of the magic and the spirituality, but you're still like binding yourself with the practicality. And it's not about binding ourselves. It's about being in flow with both, right? It's about being clearly rooted in the practicality that allows you to be absolutely connected to the magic, right? If we're too grounded, we're not connected. And what I mean by too grounded is, those lower three energy centers, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus energy centers, those are all about being human, right? They're about money and safety and security and sex and relationships and power, right? And when I say too grounded, it's like we're too in those energy centers, and we're not allowing the energy to flow up, right, through us and out. So how can you let go of that practicality and trying to make sense of things and just be open? Just go with the flow. So Jeff, I'm not sure if you were here. We talked about the yang and the yin, and how the yin is actually very powerful. And if we're in like a whirlpool or an eddy or something like that, we're supposed to relax into it and it will lead us out, right? But if we're in it and we're resisting and we're trying to swim against it, we just get exhausted, right? And that's what I'm feeling like for you. Like you're exhausted. So where can you let go a little bit and float? Okay. So, all right. Thank you all so much. I love connecting with you here. And let me just tell you about a few places you can find me. If you want to email me, it's right there on the screen, Michelle@michellesnelling.com. You can visit my website, michellesnelling.com. Don't forget, it's Michelle with one L, Snelling with two. And that's where you can find all my products. If you want a product recommendation, let me know. I would love to do that for you. Be paying attention to my YouTube channel because I've got some really fun things coming up. One of which is my new show that's coming on the solstice, which I can't wait for. So I would love to have you join me for that first show. Oh, and thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you letting me know. Thank you so much. And I've got another season of my Grown Up Timeout Plus coming. In the beginning of July, we're going to start. And Lisa Pelkey is part of my Grown Up Timeout Plus group. And I love having Lisa join and be with my group. I love working with Lisa. But this is, I love the group. We take it a season. You get a pampering kit full of my products. We do meditations. We do gatherings. We do a mappy hour, which is all playing with fun cards and getting together. It's a new version of happy hour, right? I felt we all needed it last year, so I created that. And this season, it's going to be even more. So I called it Grown Up Timeout Plus because I added things, and this one should really be like plus, 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 because it is going to be like Grown Up Timeout on steroids. And the reason I love my group is because it's about, at the basis of it, it's about marrying the practicality and the magic, right? Because there is nothing more practical than knowing as grown-ups that we need to take a time out to connect to the magic, a time out to grow the magic, a time out to even know what the magic is, right? So if you want some information about that, and let me just say the summer season is the time, if you haven't joined it yet, that you want to join, because there's new products coming. This is the group where I launch my new products. So if there's something new coming through, the Grown Up Timeout group is the first one to get it. And that's the group where you're going to get the new products. I'm not going to release them to the public. They're going to stay there for at least through the year. That's what I've been told. That's what I'm feeling. So if you want the new products, and these are amazing. And one of the products that's coming through for the summer season is specifically for summer. It's the essence of summer. So it's going to help you to harness the power of summer and to really be the support that you need to be in summer and have it be fruitful for you and effective. So if you want information about that, you can message me at michelle@michellesnelly.com. You can also find me in that Ajata Casa app. I love that app. And I appreciate everything that Lisa Gunshore has done and the community that she's provided and the wealth of information. As I said, I'm astounded by what you can get, what you have access to if you're a member of her community. The app is free. Come and join and then become a member. You won't regret it. Thank you all so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful new moon. I believe it's in Gemini, and a wonderful solar eclipse. I hope it brings you the insight and the connection to magic with the practical tools needed to bring it into fruition. Love you all. Have a beautiful day.